Everyone, welcome to our science educational video. Today, we're going to explore a very important topic, asexual and sexual reproduction. By the end of this video, you will understand what they are, their processes, and their differences.
Reproduction is one of the most important biological processes. It ensures that species survive and continue to exist for generations.
Sexual reproduction involves only one parent. The offspring produced are genetically identical to the parent. This process is usually faster and does not involve gametes or sex cells.
There are different types of asexual reproduction. Let's take a look at each one with examples.
Division, the parent cell splits into two identical cells. This happens in organisms like amoeba and bacteria.
Budding, a small growth develops on the parent's body and eventually becomes a new organism. We see this in Hydra and
Fragmentation, the body of the parent breaks into two parts and each part can regrow or regenerate into a new organism.
Fungi reproduce by forming spores, which can grow into new organisms when conditions are right.
This happens in plants like potatoes, onions, and ginger. New plants grow from parts like stems, roots, or leaves, not from seeds. Advantages of asexual reproduction are that it's fast and doesn't need a mate. But the disadvantage is that there's no genetic diversity, so species may struggle to adapt to environmental changes. Asexual reproduction involves two parents. It includes the fusion of male and female gametes, egg and sperm, to produce offspring that are genetically diverse.
The process is fertilization. The sperm cell and egg cell unite to form a zygote, which develops into a new organism.
Humans, frogs, and many animals reproduce sexually. This genetic diversity helps them adapt and evolve.
Plants, sexual reproduction happens through pollination and fertilization. Pollen from the anther is transferred to the stigma. Fertilization occurs in the ovary, forming seeds and eventually fruits. Some animals can reproduce without fertilization through parthenogenesis. This happens in some insects, reptiles, and bees, where offspring develop from unfertilized eggs.
Parthenogenesis is a type of asexual reproduction where an egg develops into a new organism without being fertilized by sperm. It means that the only female parent is involved in producing offspring. The process happens naturally in some animals like bees, ants, lizards, and certain fish. Honeybees, for example, unfertilized eggs becomes male drones, while fertilized eggs becomes females. Since there's no mixing of genetic material from two parents, the offspring produced through parthenogenesis are genetically identical or very similar to the mother. This allows species to reproduce quickly and efficiently, especially when males are scarce.
Reproduction is slower and requires a mate, but it creates genetic variation, which is a big advantage for survival.
Now, let's compare asexual and sexual reproduction.
Feature: asexual and sexual. Parents: asexual 1, sexual 2. Genetic traits: asexual identical, sexual diverse. Speed: asexual fast, sexual slower. Examples: asexual bacteria and starfish, sexual humans and flowering plants. Advantages: asexual quick and no mate, sexual variation and adaptation. Disadvantages: asexual no diversity, sexual requires mate.
Sexual reproduction is quick and simple, but all offsprings are clones. Sexual reproduction takes longer but produces unique offspring with genetic variety. Both asexual and sexual reproduction are essential for life.